Cheers, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And I'm out here sipping my coffee. It's a cool 24 degrees out here. Let me turn this down so we can hear a little bit better. All right, today, well, there's a couple different ones I'm going to share with you guys, but these are 2-word affirmations that are really going to just, people talk about instant manifestation. This is what instant manifestation is all about, right here. So I was earlier just chilling. I was scrolling. I was like looking for whatever I was going to do today. I wasn't sure, right? I was in that indecisive state that we get into a lot of times. And so there's multiple different affirmations I'm going to share with you guys, but the one that I used, and obviously everybody's going to resonate with their own ways of speaking. We all have our own ways of talking, right? You're going to want to use language that resonates for you, but I'm going to share with you guys the way that I speak to myself, or the way that I just spoke to myself, that completely shifted my state instantly. So I was like dwelling, like, what do I want to do right now? Do I want to make this video? Do I want to work on this? Or, right? In that state of being unsure of everything. And what I told myself in my head, I was like, fuck it. And then as soon as I said that, see, when you're unsure of yourself, it's because you're entertaining ideas. Your mind is like a morass of thoughts. You're not getting your thoughts together. You're not making any sort of decisive, cutting conviction in what you're doing, with what you're saying, with what you're thinking, with the direction that you're going in. So if you're doubting yourself, if you're doubting and feeling unsure, and you go, fuck it, that instantly channels, sparks, fuck the doubt. You're saying fuck it to all of the unsuredness. You're saying fuck it to the idea that you couldn't do this. You're saying fuck it to the fact that you think that this is hard, or that this is going to be confusing, or that this is, right? So you're instantly just putting out a charge of energy that cancels out all that negative bullshit that you were just entertaining. Remember, we have control. When we take awareness, when we take the reins of control back over our thinking, over what's going on, over the thoughts that we're entertaining, we can use, and this is a pattern interrupt. That's another way of talking about this in NLP. It's also the cut it off technique, as it is listed in my ebook, which if you're interested in getting the ebook, you can click the link in the description. You'll be added to the list and notified as soon as it is out. But that's one of these techniques that we have at our disposal when it comes to choosing which thoughts we're entertaining, inserting thoughts of our own choosing. And when we say something like fuck it or fuck that, we're instantly cutting off that as a potential in our mind, which cuts it off as a potential in our reality, because as we know, the outer reflects the inner world. So if you're having this negative thought, or somebody even said something to you, somebody even said something that was denigrating, or they said something that you didn't like, that was whatever, somebody's being a bully to you, or your own mind is bullying you, and you say fuck that, that's powerful. But again, we're all in a different baseline, right? The recent techniques I've been sharing on the channel are more gentle techniques, more gentle nudging and suggesting to yourself when you're caught up in these negative emotions and you're feeling these heavier emotions. Sometimes those can be better because you're not in that state of authority and conviction where you're declaring and proclaiming what it is to be true in your reality. So those can be more effective in that situation. But when you actually have this and you get that mental switch on in your brain, and you can stand in the mirror and do this, you can just talk to yourself. If you're feeling it, go ahead, record yourself or speak in the mirror and start rampaging about all the reasons why that's some fucking bullshit. And again, everybody has their own cup of tea. This may not be for everybody. This is just the way that I speak. I tend to use this type of language, or, this is how I talk, right? So it resonates for me, because all that, isn't it wonderful and wouldn't it be wonderful type of flowery language that a lot of these old school teachers like Neville use. I don't talk like that. So it's not going to work as powerfully for me as me saying whatever makes sense to me. Like I said in a recent video, one of the more techniques that I use that's more along the lines of that, wouldn't it be wonderful? It's like, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if X, Y, and Z was happening? Wouldn't it be nice if I had the best, if I was making like a viral video right now? Wouldn't it be nice if this video resonated with literally everybody that watched it? Wouldn't it be nice if I had the best day. I had the most productive day ever right now. Wouldn't it be nice if I had an extra 10 grand in my bank account, right? So, you know, but as far as this video goes, as far as the 2-word affirmations, you got fuck it when you're, and I know this sounds funny, right? But fuck it works really well when you are in that state of, like I said, you don't know what's going on, you're feeling doubt. Then for something specific that you want to cancel out, fuck that. So it's like, again, canceling out the idea, the thought that this is impossible for you, that this is not okay, that this is not good, right? So for example, let's use a tangible example. Let's say that there is somebody who's attractive that you want to go and speak to, and you're feeling nervous, you're feeling doubt, what if they don't like it? What if they reject me? All this stuff. Fuck it, right? Because there's no, and that's the emotion, the underlying emotion is like, look, we only live once. There's only like one possibility, and yeah, it could go wrong. If you're gonna try something, whether it's recording a video, whether it's going up and speaking to somebody, whether it's trying anything new, yeah, there's only like a couple different ways it could pan out. Either it doesn't work how you wanted it to, or it works better, or it works just how you wanted it, or better than you could have imagined, right? So that's another one. It's like, what if it could work out better than I imagined? That's another question you can ask yourself that's gonna get you dwelling in this positive state. But saying, having these thoughts and having this like devil on the shoulder in your ear that's telling you all this negative stuff, these negative stories, fuck that. You know, you don't have to agree to that, right? So these are powerful techniques that you can use just really like to shift that energy immediately. Talk about instant manifestation. This is what it's all about, guys. Really just casting out into the universe this almost like this spell where you're just like, no, you just declare it as a non-issue, a non-negotiable thing. No, you're saying, not working for me. It's not happening. So again, this takes that conviction. This takes you being able to embody this state. If you're not there right now, you may want to shift to the other more gentle suggestion type techniques. Another one that's good, another 2-word affirmation you can use is I know, right? And you preface you could even use these you can stack these techniques, right? So let's say, again, using the example of going up to talk to somebody, right? And then you have the negative thoughts. Be like, fuck it, or like, fuck that. I know that I'm worthwhile, or worthwhile is even too much of a, it doesn't have the conviction, right? Fuck that. I know that I'm a fucking catch. Fuck that. I know that I'm a phenomenal fucking option. Fuck that. I know that I'm the most fucking desirable person in here, right? And again, this is not about being humble. This is not about you being all like, oh, some of the most annoying stuff to me nowadays is all of this like virtue signaling that goes on in culture, just everywhere you see this stuff. Everyone trying to be like, oh, I'm holier than thou, and I'm doing this for the good of this thing, and I'm only doing this, like all this airy-fairy nonsense, guys, because at the end of the day, you want to do what works, you want to do what works for you, and we are survival creatures. We are here, not to say that we don't want to do, see, here's the thing. It's neither is the case. You're not an angel and nobody is a devil either, okay? Or like some people look like they are, but what I'm trying to express here is you watch any of these documentaries that have been coming out recently about like churches or, you know, these nonprofit organizations, and there's almost always something about all the corruption, all the greed that went into this thing. The more that somebody preaches and is just talking about how holier than thou that they are and how everybody else is like bad because they're not doing X, Y, and Z, the more that I kind of look askance and have cause to raise my eyebrows, because it seems like those people, this is just a pattern that I've observed, the more that somebody is leaning into that type of narrative and dialogue about how they're so good and they're just doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. Look, you can do things that are good, but the best way that I've found that's most reliable in terms of knowing if somebody's going to be doing something that is good is, does this person is it serving their own self-interest as well, right? If somebody likes to win and them winning just happens to coincide with you also winning, or everybody winning, or they do a good job and now they've created value for you, they've created value for the people in their lives, right? They've executed on this thing and it's become a win-win situation. That's oftentimes much more reliable than somebody that's just playing this part of, oh yeah, I'm just like this selfless person that's going to do this, because we all have needs, we all have desires, we all have, and we all are going to, because we are human beings, we are like animals, and our animal nature are, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, is our survival instinct. So we're not going to want to do something to the benefit of others if it makes us lose, right? That's just not how human nature is. So anyways, it's a little bit of a tangent, but when you say, fuck it, I know that I'm the best, fuck it, I know that I'm the fucking man, you are tapping into that own inner desire to be fully expressed, be a fully expressed person. And again, make a distinguishing fact here, that is, I am never going to be doing something that's actively detrimental or harmful to another person, because I truly believe that what goes around comes around. But when you're saying fuck it or fuck that, you are not casting this dark energy toward a person, being like, oh, you know, like, and having this malicious intent towards a person. You are just casting this energy that's like, fuck that thought. It's fuck that idea. Fuck that notion that I'm not good enough. Fuck that idea that this isn't possible for me. Because it's a bullshit story. It's a bullshit narrative that maybe like other people have bought into or whatever. So you don't have to be directing negative energy towards people in order to make this work for you. You just use it. And that's why did I put gray magic in the title? Because if you were honest with yourself, and again, this goes back to what I was saying before, the most kinds of, I think, authentic people are the people like Carl Jung talks about, that have acknowledged that they have this shadow, they have this darker aspect to themselves. You don't need to act on it in a way that's causing harm to others. And in fact, you shouldn't. And again, karma is real. So what goes around comes around. But you do want to acknowledge that you have this part of you. The people that are like, oh no, I'm this goody little two shoes, like innocent little princess all the time, angel that can do no wrong, those people are much more full of it than the people that acknowledge, that understand, yeah, I have this darker part of myself, I've looked at it in the face and I understand that it's there, but I'm actually going to use it and harness it and channel it into ends that are more productive and ends that are beneficial to not only me but the people around me as well. So you know, I find it much more easier to trust people that are like, yeah, I like to win, and people that are just like honest and open about that, but they also want to see others around them winning as well. Now the reason why I said, yeah, this gray magic or whatever, is because you're basically, by doing this, you're acknowledging like, yeah, no, like, I'm not this person that's going to be tiptoeing around the issues. Like, you don't, this isn't about being humbled. Like I said, this is about embracing and expressing that fully realized version of yourself that's confident, that stands in your power, and that breathes and leans into that power fully, right? You're not going to be able to use this technique if you're that person that's living in this paradigm where it's like, oh, well, I don't, you know, what are people going to think about me and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to work for you. So again, fuck that. I know that I can do this shit. Fuck that. I know that I'm capable. It's fuck it. I'm going to do this. What I got to lose? Fuck it. I'm making it happen. Fuck it. Right? And then you can just be like, if for the I know, yeah, it's like, I know that I'm going to make this bomb ass video right now. I know that I'm capable of what everybody else thinks I am, like more capable than what everybody else thinks I am. I know that I'm on the path. I know that this is working out for me. I know that things are working in my favor. I know that all the work, all the time, all the investment that I put into working on this thing is coming to fruition. I know that I am serving myself. I know that I'm divinely guided. I know that I am worthy of the best that this life has to offer. I know that I am a light in the darkness. I know that people love to be around me. I know that people benefit from being around me. I know that I am just sharp. My mind, my mental, my state, my physical body is in peak condition, peak performance. And I know that I'm a peak performer in all aspects, right? So you just use this language of, I know this, because what is this all really coming down to at the end of the day? Is that knowing, is that certainty, is that feeling of naturalness, like Neville Goddard says. I mean, you're going to want to step into this, right? And make it natural for you. And again, if this is too much for you right now, if this kind of like conviction, authoritative speaking to yourself like this, again, begin with the more gentle techniques, but this shit works. And the reason I'm posting this is because this shit works for me. That being said, guys, you know, if you're, again, interested in the ebook, I have the best techniques that I've come across over a decade of learning about self-talk, learning about directing your thoughts, learning about reconstructing that narrative so that you are the authority. You are not reacting to your reality all the time. You are claiming, you are declaring, you are guiding that narrative. You are rewriting that story and that script to be to your choosing. click the link in the description down below. You'll be added to the list and you will be notified as soon as it releases, which is going to be very soon, definitely this month in December before the year's end. And it's the perfect time to start engaging with these techniques, shifting your mind so that you are primed and ready to just fucking take off like a rocket for 2025. And I know that's possible for you guys. I know that things are working behind the scenes. More and more things are working in our favor right now, the more that we tap into this. So with that being said, much love as always. Drop this with a like. Hit me with a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you've used any techniques or similar techniques as well, I'd be interested to know what type of short, sweet, concise affirmations you guys use to kind of declare with that conviction for yourself. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.